I'm Meg Cadoux Hirshberg, and I was diagnosed when I was 44 years old with stage 3 breast cancer. At the time, I had 3 little kids, Alex, Ethan, and Danielle. They were 12, 10, and 8 at the time. And it was obviously a very scary time for me because the kids were so young. And I was very fixated on them, not losing their mom. I was actually misdiagnosed for about 6 months. I felt a lump and I went to the doctor. They did a mammogram and there was nothing on the mammogram. Mind you, this is over 20 years ago. But that was kind of a very jangly way to get into cancer world, was through a series of misdiagnoses. I decided to give a gift to our local hospital to start a breast center. And so every suspicious breast diagnosis in the catchment area of the hospital gets sent to the breast center, where all they do is breast and they don't misdiagnose because that's all they do. So I decided to turn it into something positive instead of dwelling in the world of courtrooms and depositions. And I went along my merry way. I hit the 5-year mark, and I was always told, well, that's, you should feel pretty good when you hit 5 years. And then 2 years after that, so 7 years after my diagnosis, I got a metastatic recurrence in my bone. And that actually woke me up in a way that the original diagnosis had not. I realized I have metastatic disease. This thing could kill me. I want to do something to help myself. I don't know what to do. So at that point, I was very fortunate it's one of those sort of life serendipity things. I met a man named Dr. David Servin Schreiber, and he gave me the galley to read of his book, Anti-Cancer: A New Way of Life. And I read it and I thought, oh my God, finally, I'm getting some evidence-based lifestyle changes that I can make that could reduce my risk of recurrence, whether through diet and fitness and mindset, stress reduction, toxin reduction. You're lowering the degree of inflammation in your body and you're strengthening your immune system. That concept made sense to me. It's like, I'm going to be the best gardener of myself that I can be. I had already had that relationship with our local hospital where I had given to help fund the breast center. And I bought them about 25 copies of David's book. I gave it out to everyone at the cancer center at the hospital. I approached Nancy Kane, who was an oncology nurse who was running our local cancer center at Concord Hospital, about this idea of creating the anti-cancer lifestyle program. So we spent about a year with local experts at the hospital and the community, and we created a course. So the program gives tools, tips, and information to make lifestyle changes in the areas of diet, fitness, mindset, and personal environment. Everything is evidence-based. We have citations for everything we recommend to guide your behaviors moving forward. This isn't about looking back. These things are very complex, but we do know that moving forward, these behaviors can make a difference. And we ran the course at the hospital for almost 10 years. We had hundreds of patients through it. So now it took us about 2 years to convert the course from a written curriculum to an online course. So it's taken on a life of its own. It's so exciting to see. So when my granddaughter Lila was born, I remember feeling at that moment a year ago that I was just so grateful that I got to live long enough to see that happen. And we were at the birth, and I saw Lila being born, and I sobbed for 10 minutes straight. I couldn't stop. And who knows if I'll live to see another grandchild. So I just kind of roll with all of this. I'm just very grateful for what I have gotten to experience in this 21 years of living with disease.